してみたい。足し線の合わせてほしいの。サマータイム。君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するの。もっともう戻れなくたって忘れないで。でも気持ちを伝えてしまえばいつかこの夢は覚めてしまうだろうな。青い影が揺れるマジカット。君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するの。もっともう戻れなくたって忘れないで。でも気持ちを伝えてしまえばいつかこの夢は覚めてしまうだろうな。青い影が揺れるマジカット。君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するの。もっともう戻れなくたって忘れないで。でも気持ちを伝えてしまえばいつかこの夢は覚めてしまうだろうな。青い影が揺れるマジカット。何年経っても言えない後悔したって今はない。でも言葉はここまで出てるの。サマータイム。海岸通りを歩きたい。ドライブだってしてみたい。足し線の合わせてほしいの。サマータイム。君の虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実するの。もっともう戻れなくたって忘れないで。でも気持ちを伝えてしまえばいつかこの夢は覚めてしまうだろうな。青い影が揺れるマジカット。君の虜に
Hello, everybody. Good morning, thingy.
Good
Yeah.
time of day.
Good time of day to you all. Good time of day to you. Um. Yeah. Hi, Amy. I'm surprised. I thought there was like a family gathering thing today. I'm surprised to see you on because Moon was like, I can't show up. Okay. He said he was doing a family reunion esque thing. I don't know. So not for you. Oh, you're not allowed. You're not invited. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're dog sitting. Okay, that's why. It wasn't that you were ostracized. You're not the black sheep. You just have a job. Gotcha. Gotcha. Understandable. Yeah. That being said, I'm gonna do a lot of ranting today. I'm not. I had to watch um I had to watch a video for a topic that we're covering. It's a big topic. It's the one that is the primary thing in our um in our title today. And so that's what's got me in a bad mood. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood once we get past it and move on to like some other stuff. We got a lot of gaming news to talk about today. Like a lot. And it kind of sucks that Moon's not here because two of them are Pokemon related. And I'm like, why do I go out of my way to find Pokemon stories if Moon's not going to be here to cover them? But that being said, hi guys, welcome to Anime Church. This is church where you can cosplay and we won't judge you for it. That's right. We judge you on actual things like, are you an asshole? Are you the kind of guy that actually stands there and wait to make sure there's a lapse in security before you go and assault someone at a con? You know, those kind of things. That being said, I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
Oh, I'm Fender starter in Pitcher State Snackers and Alcohol. I'm so used to Moon being in front of
I
me.
should. I feel like at this point in time, I should just be like, and Moonlight Sparks isn't here, but he's our minister of archaeology. Praise Arceus, just to get it out of the way, so that you're like, oh yeah, that's my cue. Once you're used to a cue, once you are used to a cue, it is so hard to like just
Really
uncue
is.
it. Yeah. No, I get you. I totally get you. All right. So let's talk about some happy fat dog things real quick before we get into like the news. So first off, Solo Leveling Bridged episode 2 is up and live on our YouTube channel right now. Please make sure to go and watch it if you have not done so yet. After this episode, of course, please stay with us. But make sure to go ahead and leave us a comment, leave us a like, help us feed the algorithm so it will leave us alone. The more we feed the algorithm, the kinder it is to us. So kindly feed your algorithm. Have you fed your algorithm at Fat Dog today? We really would appreciate it if you would. That being said, yeah. Also, spread the word. The more you tell people that, hey, this is out there, the better. Also, if you happen to have any family members in the voice cast, brag about them. Make everybody else watch it. I don't know who in the
If
chat
you
I could
have
be talking to.
friends,
I don't know who in the chat I could be talking to, but I could be talking to anybody. You don't know. Yeah.
if you have friends, make them watch it.
If you have friends, how did you get them? We want to know. We're jealous. All right.
Listen, I wasn't going to go that far and expose all of our secrets.
Look, I'm a friendless bastard and I'm not afraid of it. No. No, but yeah, really quickly, guys, thank you all so much for coming and checking out and leaving comments so far to everybody that has. Quick update if you did not see, there is going to be a post shortly. We will be showing Overlord Abridged on Halloween over on Twitch because unfortunately, the YouTube copyright process is going to take too long and it's not going to be able to go up on YouTube on Halloween when we want it to. Don't worry, we've got this all figured out for next year. We're going to get started months in advance for this to make sure that copyright and everything is good by the time Halloween rolls around next year. We'll be able to go live with it. That being said, we are finishing up. Overlord is very much coming together. It's looking really good. We're having a lot of fun. We're getting to it. It's just, things have been kind of crazy. We've got some friends that are currently at a con, and then they're going to hang around in that neck of the woods for vacation reasons. And then we get pickups. So we'll have a few pickups that we have to get done. But I'm happy to announce that Overlord has more or less moved into the audio editing phase. We're kind of doing video and audio editing at the same time. It's a weird little mixture, but yeah, we kind of had to do it this way because the episode is so large. And before anybody can sit here and say that it's just a glorified fan dub, we took 6.5 hours of content and condensed it down to 45 minutes. So screw you. Yeah.
And some of that shit is hilarious.
It really is. All right, so I've already gotten to the point where I have been looking at it for so long that I'm starting to second guess whether it's funny. Like, I think it's funny, but I'm like, is anybody gonna find this funny? And I showed it to we did do like a little teasing to like a couple of groups, like small groups outside of Fat Dog, just to be like, hey, we want to see if this is funny. And we showed like a couple of clips, and they were dying, and we're like, all right, cool, yeah, we're good. We're in good hands. Like, yeah. So that's where we're at right now. Fingers crossed that nothing happens that like slows us down, because we've had a lot of speed bumps recently, and it's just been panic after panic. So we're doing our best to get it to you on time. We apologize if we don't make it, but the plan right now is that I will start streaming at noon Central Time on Halloween, and I will be going for about 8 or more hours. So if you've got time between noon and like 8 or 9 p.m. Central Time, depending on how long I do this, if you've got time between then and now, come by, hang out with us for an hour or two, because we're gonna be showing the episode multiple times. We're gonna have random members of the cast jump in and say hello, talk, and share stories, and do all sorts of stuff, and answer questions. And I sure would greatly appreciate it if you guys would come by and answer some questions. I sure would. Yes, indeedy. All right. That being said, that is the plan so far. I will put more posts up as time goes on. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right, let's start Anime Church. All right. I put this up because I saw this and I was like, oh, Rachel McAdams in like a scary-ish, thriller-ish kind of movie. And also because I was like, dude, we've talked about a lot of like superhero stuff. I wanted to give Fenris a chance to see something for us to talk about a trailer that did not have to do with superhero stuff. And I figured this would kind of be up your alley. It's more like, this feels very much like kind of comeuppance story in a way.
Yeah, watching the trailer, like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been mistreated in the office gets their revenge. Fuck yes.
Somebody who's been horribly mistreated by a bunch of dude bros in the office, and like all this and that and the other, and then they end up crashed on an island. She's kind of sort of taking care of him, and like the vibe of it is that he becomes more and more unhinged, or she becomes more and more unhinged the longer they're on the island. And it just feels like, to me, this trailer is like, oh, dude, you're kind of screwed, but I'm kind of here for it. Like, I'm into it. Like, I very much, like, if she ends up killing him, I think I may applaud. But if she spares him, yeah, I think I may applaud. So regardless, I think I'll be happy.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the guy, well, complete asshole, deserves whatever happens to him.
Yeah. And he hasn't fully gotten to the point of realizing that here he's not in charge anymore. She's the one that has the power. And he's still treating her like the shit boss that he was. And it's like, do you really think that this is... Also, this is Sam Raimi, which is another reason I want to see this, because I love a lot of his
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
he has
Evil
some
Dead, the Spider-Man
fantastic
trilogy.
movies.
Yeah. He's done some great movies. Also, dude,
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, that was really good. Dude, I love how terrified he starts looking after a while. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, he better not.
Yep.
They better not make this the survival of the jackass. It reminds you of Misery. Nah, it feels more like this guy deserves it way more.
Oh
That's all I'm
yes.
saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm here for it. I wanted to happily talk about, survival and potential murder. You know,
It's
just
not potential. You can't prove it.
well, no, no, no. Here's the thing: we haven't seen it yet, so that's why I say it's potential murder.
And I'm saying, like, what happens on the island stays on the island. You can't prove it.
Look, 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 look. I'm that's a hopeful remark. I'm hoping there's potential murder. I'm
Well, it's
hoping.
Sam Raimi. There's gonna be some type of murder.
Yeah, I'm hoping for murder. I'm really hoping for murder. Like I'm comforted on the fact that even though it's not murder, everybody else on the plane that was a tool died. It seems like so. Yeah,
As far as we can tell from the trailer.
as far as we could tell from the trailer, everyone else on that plane did not survive, which is sad for the pilot and maybe like a stewardess or something. But like the rest of the tools that were on that flight, yeah,
Yeah, they all
yeah.
deserved it.
All right, let's talk Star Wars real quick. So, Star Wars Visions Volume 3 is coming out in just 10 days. Wow, 10 days from now. And, of course, it brings us the long-awaited sequel of The Ronin. The Ronin and the Sith will reunite in the duel Payback. And that is the one I am most looking forward to because I loved that. Like, I love the black and white Akira Kurosawa style. What was the movie? Oh, Send Help was the name of the movie. Sorry. But yeah, the very much looking forward to this. Apparently they got to see it in over at New York Comic Con because of course they did. And it feels like this is just a breakdown of some stuff, but like I'm seeing some scenes here and there, and I really liked what I saw. Um, uh, I really liked what I saw because there are direct inspirations in Star Wars to Japanese film that George Lucas himself has admitted, and this is like as Japanese as Star Wars gets, dude. This is like strong Japanese influence in Star Wars, and I'm here for it. This is samurai film with lightsabers, and yeah.
It's the movie where Keanu Reeves just said, "Wake up, samurai."
We're gonna burn this city. It's time to burn this city to the ground. Yep.
Time to burn this province to the ground.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of wake the frick up, samurai, it's time to burn this to the ground. That's actually a good segue because the Johnny quote.
Why is it I have like the most unintentional awesome segues at times?
The Johnny Silverhand quote is kind of how Emmy Roos started her Twitch stream. For those that don't know, I'm not going to show the footage. But Emmy Roo, Twitch streamer Emmy Roo, was assaulted at TwitchCon. And the details coming out are, the more I learn about this, the angrier it makes me. And I'm gonna rant a little bit. We need to go ahead and say that both of us are brothers. We are brothers to sisters, and we are uncles to nieces. And if this had happened to anyone that I knew, I'd be going to jail tonight. Like I would have tracked down that son of a bitch, and I wouldn't have killed him because I don't want a murder charge. But I'll take a felony assault charge. No problem. No problem.
I'll take a felony castration charge.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one. No, 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 no. Because testicle retrieval surgery is painful, and I want that to happen. Yeah, I want to crush one and have to make them retrieve the other from really deep within his torso. That being said, yes, Emiru was assaulted by a TwitchCon attendee who waited for specifically a moment where there was a lapse in security, walked right up to Emmy, grabbed her by the face, and attempted to kiss her. Uh, like, thank God it was captured on film. The big takeaways here is that it was a huge failure of TwitchCon security because literally Emmy's personal guard was the one that pushed the guy away, and this motherfucker was able to just walk away. Was just able to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Twitch do? Oh, they banned him. They perma banned him from the con, from this and all future cons, and then gave him an indefinite ban on the platform. What the fuck?
Which
No.
only started as a 30-day ban,
Yeah.
mind you.
Oh yeah, it started as a 30-day ban and then changed to indefinite. And like hearing, like, we don't have time to cover the full 48 minutes. I've only listened to like let's see, how many minutes of this did I listen to earlier? I listened to 23 minutes of it. And guys, I got to tell you, like, the more I hear about like what happened from Emmy's side, two things become immediately apparent. One, Emmy Rue is a fucking trooper. Emmy's a fucking trooper. And two, Twitch, you need to shut down your con. You're not capable of running a con ever. You don't know how to properly put security on there. And the reason I say Emmy is a trooper is because she's not thinking about her situation. She's thinking about like, dude, I'm lucky because I'm a big streamer. That people like would want to capture me on their phones, and they caught this incident. What about smaller streamers that are there that are getting accosted, that like their stories don't even reach Twitch, or Twitch doesn't take them seriously because they're not a big content creator? And like, dude, Emmy has such a good fucking heart because she's literally thinking about all the other girls there that potentially, and to be fair, I don't care what you identify as. This is wrong on all levels. I don't care if this happened. I don't care if the victim, I don't care what the victim identifies as. I don't care what the perpetrator identifies as. This is just wrong. This is just something that just human beings just don't do to each other. You don't just walk up and do that. That's not okay. And you can't blame, I'm sorry, you can't blame parasocial relationship shit on this. There is a certain level of respect and boundaries that we as viewers and content creators are expected to know. You don't go up and do this to big Hollywood movie stars. You don't do this to streamers or just regular content creators either. Just because we're in your homes and we're in your phones all the fucking time doesn't mean I want to know what your breath smells like. Nor does anyone else that I know. People don't want to be accosted. Like, dude, I know the people that come to my house to hang out when we do con stuff, and I'm still very cautious and very respectful because I don't want to violate anybody's boundaries accidentally. I am super, like, and I am aware that I am a huggy person and a touchy person and stuff. I want to hug and high five and handshake and all that stuff. And there are people that aren't comfortable with touch. And I have to just respect that. You are a complete effing stranger. Just because you watch this person all the time and you've learned some stuff about them does not mean you have the right to do this. All right, let's we'll let Fenris, you say your piece on this before we start tearing into Twitch, because we're gonna tear into Twitch. I figure we focus on the situation first and address that, and then we move on to talking about the the con and all that.
So, dude is just a fucking creep, and
Yeah.
it's like you were saying, it's not okay no matter what happens. No matter the situation, something like this should never be allowed. And the fact the guy was able to walk away scot-free, come the fuck on. And Twitch's fucking damage
Response.
control statement
Which Emmy
has
proved
been called
certain,
out multiple times.
which Emmy actually on stream proved a couple of those were just outright lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, remember, Amazon is supposed to be in charge of this event, so this is on Amazon too. This is not on Twitch entirely.
And
I mean, it is on Twitch, but it's also very much on Amazon.
Also keep in mind that Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
stated multiple times that he took security seriously and was improving it for this year. Well,
Yeah, there's
where
been
the
no
fuck was
improvement.
security?
Where the fuck was laughing about the incident? Apparently. They brushed it off and started talking about something else and started laughing. Like, if you hear about some of the security stuff that was going on, like, that was the thing. He wasn't in line. Oh, hang on. I'll be right back.
Yes. And there's a lot of other speculation going around. I know somewhere some people were saying that the guy had a knife or stuff like that, but that hasn't been proven true or false yet. There's just so many things wrong with this entire scenario. And Hayden, yeah, the good book is very fuzzy on the subject of kneecaps. Very, very fuzzy on it. Some people, some like this person in particular, don't deserve them.
Okay, Hoshi and Max are joining us for this topic.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hoshi seemed very eager to talk about this. She was like, "What's the topic?"
Also,
and I go, Emmy getting assaulted at TwitchCon. She's like, "Oh my god, I've been talking about that." So yeah.
Revan, you're right. Dan Clancy was in front of Congress on the 8th of this month.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to take Twitch, the streaming service, down, but it's definitely going to have to make some changes.
This entire situation will definitely have backlash for future conventions and events.
I think
if
honestly
this
they should
outright
shut down
not
TwitchCon.
banned from California.
Yeah, I think they should shut down TwitchCon immediately after this year. Like, they don't need to hold TwitchCon. They can't.
I'm in the middle of my car, so
Okay. You're fine.
yeah. Hello, and
Hoi,
Max
hoi.
is with me.
Hoi hoi.
Oh,
My! I saw, cause like I just happened to see the videos on Twitter, and I'm like, what the flying fluff?
There
What
is
the
a
flying fluff?
48
Like,
there is a 48-minute video of Emmy talking about the situation. I have made it like 20 plus minutes through, and the more I learn about the situation and how staff at the con reacted, and how, like, if it wasn't for Emmy's manager going out and yelling about it, Twitch wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Twitch wouldn't have done shit.
which is awful. Did you forget the keys? I don't think so.
Apparently, one of the things is they flew the head of Amazon security over to TwitchCon to overhaul their security, so.
You mean actually give them some?
Yeah, exactly, to give them some. Yeah. Well, there was
Okay,
security. There was security there, but this motherfucker waited until there was like a lapse in security to just walk right up.
Okay, so I did not see the video.
This was premeditated. This was premeditated.
But
okay, the guy skips through, goes around the line, waits and walks up to Emmy. Immediately, immediately puts his hands on her face and tries to go in for a kiss.
Oh, that's even worse. I thought it was like Hoshi said it was a hug. It looked like a hug at first.
Oh, well, he may have tried to hug her, but like she straight up said he grabbed her face and tried to pull her in for a kiss.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, would you like our opinion as
Yes.
Okay, so I have a perspective on this in that, like, when I'm at cons, I am in cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't happened to me, but there are so many people who assume that if you're in cosplay and your cosplay is skimpy, it's all hands on deck, grab away.
Cosplay is not consent.
No. But so many people think it is, and like everybody's going like, oh well, it was just a kiss. I'm like, yes, but that's still physical,
you don't
sexual assault.
You don't want a rando coming up and kissing you like that. Common sense, people.
That's
The
why,
entitlement
that's why
to women's bodies is so frustrating.
That's why I like to have the on standby just a clip of Bobby screaming, "This is my this is your
That's
purse.
my
I don't
purse!
know."
I don't know you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're
it's like,
curious if the FCC will do something regarding security events? Yeah, because Tom Clancy, or not Tom Clancy, but whatever his name is, the head of Twitch was dragged in front of Congress, and then right after that, this. So,
jeez.
like, I don't think it'll shut down the platform, but it definitely should shut down the convention. Like, I don't think TwitchCon should be allowed to happen.
Yeah,
There's a good way to do
like,
cons, and there's a bad way to do
Because
cons.
literally
Here's the thing.
everybody.
Off-Kai has had like incidents, but their security shuts that shit down quick, and they arrest and prosecute people for this stuff. They take this stuff seriously because they know, and like if nothing else, it feels like, hey, maybe, I don't know, you guys should just like take advice from other conventions that run in this kind of similar space, because Off-Kai happens in California too. And they are much, much better.
I'll be right back. My brother is coming in.
Oh, for the love of God, why?
No fucking.
We're sitting in the driveway because they live out in the boonies and there's no internet if we leave this driveway.
Oh.
You keep talking to Mags. I'll be back.
So, generally, I also work as a sexual assault advocate. That is my job now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not okay. The amount of men that are just entitled to women's bodies or anybody's bodies. You know, it doesn't have to be just women. Men can be victims.
Yeah, I'll catch you up on a couple of things that you missed. I said regardless of how the perpetrator or the victim identifies, this is not okay. I don't care. I don't care if the person is male, female, trans, non-binary. I don't care. That is not okay to do to a person, and I don't care if the perpetrator is all of that in a bag of chips. That's not okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not taken seriously.
Yeah.
At all. The statistics are horrifying.
Well, this guy was
and it gets
allowed
exponentially.
This guy was allowed to literally walk away and keep wandering around the con for a while. That's the other thing.
But what? I'm sorry. Like, and security saw this happening to her, and they're just like, "Oh, well, that's an interesting thing."
All right, so the Twitch security, like, basically didn't do anything. Her personal security guard shoved the guy off and like kicked him out of that area, but he was still allowed to walk around for a while until like enough of a stink. The whole reason that this is even known is because somebody in line was filming and they caught it. That's what happened.
We have to keep making noise because they want us to go away. They want it to be quiet. They want it to be like, these cons are fine. Nothing bad ever happens at con. Plenty bad happens at fucking cons.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing too, is like, Emmy was such a fucking trooper, not only for going back out there and doing her meet and greet, like continuing her meet and greet with, I love how she said it, with the normal, like actual, like respectful people that were in line. But also, this guy wasn't in her line. He didn't come for the meet. He didn't come and like sign up for the meet and greet because they checked everybody that was coming for the meet and greet. Like, they did a security check on all the people that were waiting in line. But this motherfucker didn't wait in line. He went around the line and just waited for a moment and went right for it. Like, that was
that's awful.
Yeah. So he got around their security like safeguards in that way. And we'll get to like her personal bodyguard from 2 years ago. We'll cover that in a moment. But like, the other thing that she was talking about.
There was an interview with Dan Clancy about this from Taylor Lawrence. I just posted her tweet
boy.
about it in the side chat here. It's
Okay.
2 minutes 16 seconds, and I'm going to quote it so everybody in chat can know what he
Gotcha.
said. And this is directly from his mouth in the video. The safety of our creators is our top priority. The challenge we
so
face is a
fucking-
challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch, it extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming in many ways that you control your community and you can ban people. You can make it so those people who you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. What happened yesterday was something that we care deeply about securing this environment. We're looking very closely at something that happened there, and I care deeply about Emaru. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her.
PR speak, nothing's really gonna happen.
Why? Okay, but why does it give me it gives me very much I did not have sexual relations with
No,
that
what
woman.
it gives me? You know what it gives me? It gives me what was she wearing? Because it's like, well,
Yeah.
see, you're a Twitch streamer, so you don't have to deal with people being in your space, but you came out into the public and let people see you.
Because
you
you
have to,
put
like-
on this con. It's your fault for putting on
Exactly.
the con.
Exactly. Like don't
But it's that sounds very victim blamey.
Yeah.
You
fuck
know,
that.
or like she just can't handle, like she was upset about it because this is not something that usually happens to her because she's in a virtual space.
Yeah, I think.
I'm
I
sorry,
Think,
but I listen to this and I think of South Park's BP. I'm sorry.
we're sorry. We're
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazon needs to remove him immediately. Like, honestly, this
Dude
this
should have
is
been
just,
removed like 6 years ago.
Like this dude. Like the first thing out of your mouth is the perpetrator has been caught and he is being prosecuted. That should have been the first fucking thing out of your mouth.
But
Right,
that
yeah.
would have been a
But
lie.
no, you had to be PR covering. No.
Of course, 'cause
here's the thing. Like, she is trying to press charges. Like,
Yeah, we
is
gotta
working
go.
to press charges.
We may disappear due to the fact that we have to leave because now we're getting the stink eye from Star's mom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
what? We're in
That's fine. But yeah, so Emmy and her team are trying to find this guy and prosecute him under California law.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
the rest of
Apparently,
it is
she's more important than Richie.
apparently so. Yes. All right, y'all have a good one.
Sorry. No,
No, you're good.
we're actually laughing because we want to leave.
Oh, you want to leave?
Love having our lives picked apart and all of our life choices told that are wrong.
Ah. Yes. So
I need to
that kind of
sleep.
fun. That kind of fun. Gotcha.
I almost punched a redneck in the face today. You know.
As you do.
Yeah.
We could talk about it later off stream.
Oh,
Yes, I agree. Yeah, probably off stream is best.
Yep. Okay. So
Yeah.
anyhow,
Uh-huh.
I really think that I honestly think that these men need to be subjected in a to what female or even male cosplayers go through or
Yeah.
It's gonna happen to you. You're gonna sign this waiver.
I mean, honestly, this is part of the reason why I don't cosplay anymore. It's a big reason why.
Yeah, when I cosplay, it's usually in like giant trench coats and stuff, so that way people can't see me.
And then you can use deodorant as like pepper spray.
Exactly.
Or like 2 years ago, I handed off to people who really need it.
Yeah.
Also true.
I wonder how many complaints Devin got about that.
But yeah, one of the things that Emmy said that I thought was really important was like she was bringing this up. She was like, I'm really, really lucky because I am a content creator that is well known enough that somebody in line would film this. And
Yeah.
what about all of the what about all the girls out here who are smaller content creators that are most likely getting assaulted that nobody like knows about or Twitch doesn't take seriously because they're not a big enough creator?
Yeah. Like, if something had happened to me
That
at
was the thing she
KaiCon,
was worried
nobody
about.
is, like, filming me. Because, yes, I have, like, 15K followers, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
But, nobody's gonna be filming me at con. They might take pictures with me, but I'm not gonna have that person like, oh my god, look, it's her, and like might catch that bad thing happening to me. It's just gonna happen, and I would expect the con, and I have a feeling like a KaiCon would have taken it seriously. They had a really great staff.
Yeah, they
from
do.
what I understood.
Not only do they have a really great staff, but I know
what I
most of
experienced.
them. Yeah, I know a lot of them, and so they
Yes, you did.
would have taken us seriously. Yeah. Funny enough, Devin is at a KaiCon.
Yeah.
Vaughn is at a KaiCon, right? Or not a KaiCon,
You mean
TwitchCon.
TwitchCon?
He's at TwitchCon right now. Yeah. And so Vaughn is at TwitchCon right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him about
I
that.
see-
Maybe bring him on
I see
for an
a lot
interview
of-
next week.
That'd be great.
But I see a lot of creators who are like, I don't want to go because of security and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, there were a lot of
Or
people
lack
that pulled
thereof.
out for security reasons. Yeah, or
Yeah,
they
and,
just
and
they
the
just
room-
don't show up in person. They do digitally, virtually.
Yeah, and Emmy has confirmed that
Yeah.
this is her last TwitchCon, and she's calling other creators to not go anymore as well.
Yeah, and I don't blame her for that. Yeah. Like honestly, if they're gonna if
I
TwitchCon even exists next year, I think it should all be virtual.
I agree, because that
Yeah.
makes sense, and it's safer,
Yeah, it's way safer. I think everything should be virtual.
and that makes it more accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah. Like we talked about, like this was a thing that I've talked about with a lot of people. I would love to make a online convention for anime fans where we have like multiple panels and everything is like it's set up in the same style as a con, except you're not doing. I don't know if I don't think we'd be doing like dealer hall events or whatever, but like we have guests and
Yeah,
stuff.
or
Like
if we
have,
did, it would be like we're gonna like host several stores for our
or
merch
have,
hall,
like,
and you can order.
or like you get discount codes for people attending during the event or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, so something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Like
like
what
way to
MomoCon
do it.
did during COVID.
yeah, kind of like what MomoCon did during COVID because I'm not surprised that's what they did because I know some of the staff at Momo and I've talked with them about this and they just kind of did it. But like I thought about hosting an annual anime convention online and just like that's the whole thing. The whole thing is virtual and you can attend and it's not like a walk around and stuff, but yeah. There were a bunch
Oh
of
my god, that'd be
things.
so much easier doing cosplay because like I'd have all my stuff with me just like on the table, and I'd be there in my full cosplay, like hello everybody.
I would
And
never.
also, you
I
just
would.
comfy.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We can have because you can have so many guests because the whole thing is digital. So you could have guests just
Yeah.
hop on at certain times, and we do like panels. We could do online workshops. We could
Yeah.
so you could have it set up where there's like this channel is for like main events. This channel's for side stuff. This channel's for that, and you can have. That was the other thing because I wanted to get with a bunch of different abridgers and be like, all right, cool. What if we had like, okay, this is like the abridged channel panel. Like we hold the
Yeah.
panels that we've wanted to do, and you could debut stuff early, and like it's
So why
there's
don't
no
we?
VODs. There's no VODs for that channel when you show content. But like you can pause it and talk about like a scene. You can break down a scene, stuff like that. So kind of like
Yeah.
a little behind, a little bit of inside the actor studio, but for like parody abridging stuff. I definitely
That'd
wanted
be
to
really
have a
cool.
panel. I've wanted to have a panel for a long time where we sit down with abridgers from different groups, whether it's like whether it's us at Fat Dog, Team 4 Stars, something witty, the Das Tail, like a whole bunch of us just sit together at a panel and we talk about copyright. We talk about
Yeah, we talk,
we
pick
talk
each
about
other's
the
brains.
copyright process. And like obviously,
I
I want to
would-
have like an
I have a
editing
channel
panel.
idea for that.
Yeah, I want to have an editing panel. I want to have like a writing panel, stuff like that. Like I think there's enough there if you get enough of us content creators who do these similar style jobs, talk about acting, talk about like directing, talk about writing. Like you could hold a panel for each of those topics easy, but it requires
I
that
would
we
love
have
to
enough
hold
of us
one.
there. Hmm?
I would love to do one women in fandom spaces
Yeah.
because that's because there's a lot of stuff that we go through.
And for certain male
Because they have their own
cosplayers, it's the
take.
same too. Because like girls don't have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young girls that do not understand boundaries either.
No, that is true. Like
They don't
we talk
see you.
about like
They don't
everybody's
see
like
you
always
as a
on
person
dad.
cosplaying. They just see you as that character. They're like,
Their
I can do
character.
what I want to my character, and it's like, no, that's not okay.
And then, because like even if we take it beyond con spaces, like if you hear stories about female entertainers at kids' birthday parties, like princesses getting like creeped on by that. Do you know how many superhero guys get fondled by like suburban house moms?
Jesus, that's
It happens to them too.
Wow.
It really is. And like I would love to do like a boundaries and tell me
doing a boundaries
in
panel,
fandom
or
spaces.
a boundaries panel, a survivors panel, stuff like that. Yeah, you could absolutely. We could do that
Yes,
for like
absolutely.
basic rules. I would want to reach. I would also want to reach out to Robin to do like Poke Church, digitally. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do Poke Church.
There's
I would
so
show up
much.
as a Pokemon.
You show up as a Pokemon. There you go. There's just
I already
a lot.
got an
There's a
Umbreon
lot.
cosplay and I'm working on a Gengar one.
There's a lot that would go into it. There's a lot that would go into it, and I think even if like we had a VTuber event similar to that, and it was just all digital, you don't have to go there in person. You just show up, and it's not necessarily pay-per-view or whatever. Like, it's just like, hey, here's the con.
Yeah.
If you want to help if you want to help us, here are our sponsors. Go check them out, please. It helps us fund this thing, But like I think it's way cheaper if we're just getting everybody together digitally too. Nobody has to worry about.
That's something we could.
More people can.
Sorry,
It's more accessible.
Fenris, you were saying?
That's something we could probably talk to Vaughn about off stream when he's back.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, it's like, hey, dude, if we want to have like a replacement for this where we just get everybody together digitally, that'd be awesome. But I know that's like a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. So, and I don't want to be in charge of any of the money related stuff. I just want to make things. I'm a content creator. I just want to make panels and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do all the. We don't want to do logistics. We just want to sit and look pretty and talk.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. I would say now. I will say I want to end on a high note and say that there were some absolutely sweet things that happened at TwitchCon. Was Matara was at TwitchCon, right? That was the con that.
Pretty sure she's there.
Yeah. She's there. She was there in person, and she was wearing a mask, but essentially Mata face reveal, and she talked with and then like at the end of like her final meet and greet and everything, she was talking with Henya and Haruka and Ariel, and like signed some stuff for them, and was like, all right, I'm gonna have this person guide you around my big booth, and like if there's anything you want, you just get it, and it's on me. And that was so sweet. Like, Mata is so cool.
I love that.
She's also apparently pretty tall. I love that she stood next to I forget his name. I think it might have been Lucas, but like he's basically he's like, she's tall on him. She was making a joke that like when she's in heels, he is exactly at boob height. I'm like, that's super funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, one of the cutest, most wholesome moments, another person that made kind of her IRL appearance, Fillion was doing a virtual panel with a couple of other guests, including our very own porcelain maid, lovely Joel. And they take questions. They have a camera on the audience for people to come up and take questions. And lo and behold, who walks up and asks Fillion a question? Motherfucking Cha-Cha, your V-Mom, IRL, in flesh and blood. And it was so cute because, like, Fillion didn't necessarily know how to respond because she didn't know if it was okay to say that she was Cha-Cha. She didn't want to dox her. But, like,
Yeah.
it was so cute. And then at the end, Joel, of course, being Joel, goes, wait, so does this mean that she disowns you because you didn't instantly recognize your mom? Like, yeah, it was very, very cute. If you get the chance, look it up online. It was such a cute, sweet, wholesome moment of like, and that's her first ever face reveal appearance. Like, she had a mask on and stuff, but like, that's the first time anybody's seen her live. And like, I love how people have come back to this and clipped it and then like, changed it so that Cha-Cha's walking up in slow-mo with like epic music.
That's funny.
It is super, super funny, but yeah.
I mean, a lot of cons have really great, sweet moments. I mean, it's so cool. Like, I remember the first con I ever went to, I was not a cosplay. I was meeting someone that I'd known for a long time online there. It was MagFest in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first time I can remember standing in a crowd of people that big and not feeling out of place. Not feeling like I was the weird one, and if they knew what I was, like, the stuff that I was into, like the anime, the geek stuff, they would be like, oh, what's your... But everybody's there for the geek stuff.
Yeah,
and so you're not alone anymore.
It felt like a safe space. I wasn't going to get bullied for being
Yeah.
a nerd, you know?
Which is why I'm so mad that Emmy's safe space was taken away.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, this is where we come because we're not going to be bullied, in theory.
Yeah.
We're not going to be, like, shamed for what we love.
Right.
And we get to be safe and ourselves, and somebody tried to take that from her.
That's terrible. I hate that happened. All right.
To bring us back to the topic we've got pulled it for.
We've got to move on to other topics now. We've got a lot of gaming news. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
And
10, 11, 12, 13 gaming news stories.
And we have almost 2-hour drive.
There you go. All right. Well, y'all be safe. Thank you for coming by and chatting with us about this.
Yeah. This has been Hoshi Nugget, your nun of nuggies. And Max. And this is the high priestess of hijinks dashing in for just this time.
Oh my goodness.
Right, Max, you're gonna need to do the thing. Do the thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I'm
do
driving.
the thing. Julie, do the thing.
Do the thing. I'm trying. I'm not driving.
No, I am.
I know, but I had to tell your phone you're not driving. I had to lie to it.
Yeah, you guys, I'm driving.
For what? Beep, beep.
Beep, beep, motherfucker.
The ham hand's driving the wheel.
Beep, beep.
Beep,
I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep. I'm a sheep.
I said beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
I said,
And people
meow,
are
meow,
driving
I'm a cow. I said meow,
crazy.
meow, I'm a cow.
Meow, meow, I'm a cow. And on that note, bye, everybody.
Bye. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and start off the gaming stuff. Okay, so for those that may not know, EA got sold recently.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
they'll actually care about something other than yearly sports games.
Honestly, I would laugh so hard if they just were like, yeah, we're not going to do yearly sports game once every 5 years. And I'm like, all right, yeah, bet.
You know, because honestly, what they could just do is release the updated roster as like $20 DLC and people would still buy it.
Yeah,
It
they
might
would.
sell better.
It would, honestly. All right. But our first topic is, I love this. Now that EA has been sold, Glenn Schofield is once again beginning to make another Dead Space. Oh, I think we need to cover one other topic real quick as well. It wasn't just one big major story. The head of Valve has, I don't know, stepped down, left. I don't know the specifics. But the head of Valve is gone, and now devs are worried about Steam.
As a consumer, I'm worried about Steam.
Yeah. Yeah. For multiple reasons, we should, if you... All right. So, now that EA has been sold, Glenn Schofield is once again begging to make another Dead Space. Glenn Schofield, the creator and executive producer behind Dead Space, is trying to pitch Electronic Arts on a potential Dead Space 4. If that feels like deja vu to you, then that's because it is. Schofield has tried, albeit unsuccessfully, to revive the space survival horror franchise, and he thinks he has a new lane this go around. Why? Well, because EA was recently purchased by a consortium of buyers for $55 billion. That consortium includes Saudi Arabia's PIF plus Silver Lake and Affinity Partners. Surely new owners means a better chance of success, right? Turns out, not really. At this point, there have been more Dead Space pitches than actual Dead Space games. In an interview with IGN following his keynote speech at this year's Gamescom Asia Thailand game show, Schofield revealed that Dead Space is back on his mind, though it's almost guaranteed it never left. I went to EA recently, and they're like, "No, we're not interested anymore," Schofield revealed. I said I can get back to the. I said I can get back the leadership team. I need the models from EA Motive, who built the Dead Space remake in 2023, and I can save you $30 to $40 million on the idea I have. And they're like, no. So, but keyword, but Schofield has a bit of added confidence now that EA will seemingly have new money and potentially new leadership. I have quite a few ideas that I'm ready to go with, and one of them is Dead Space 4, Schofield added. The fact that EA just got bought, I think there's an opportunity. I'm already making calls. However, if EA doesn't exactly buy Schofield's pitch, and it wouldn't be the first time they haven't, there's a chance that the IP could be sold due to debt or needing to recoup cost, which again could result in a Dead Space 4, provided whoever purchases the IP is interested in it. Plus, Schofield's pitch. Dead Space needs to be adapted to different mediums, movies, TV series. It would be great, Schofield said. All right, here's the thing. If they do that, they have to keep a lot of the original content of the story there. Like, I think the majority of the big beats of the story, like, need to be there, but I could totally see Dead Space working as like a film or a series. Absolutely. It's
Dude, like an actual Dead Space series where they take their time to
oh
tell
my
the
god.
story would
Not-
be phenomenal.
But like imagine the amount of story that we didn't even get in the game that we could get added in, like more that like fleshes out the Ishimura even more. And like
so you
fleshes out
the,
unitology and makes us hate unitologists even more.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you remember the animated Dead Space movie that was the events on the Ishimura leading up to Isaac arriving?
No, I don't remember it. I remember it came out. I just don't remember any details about it. My brother would.
Yeah, I think it was like Dead Space Downfall.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was like a 90-minute animated movie that kind of sped through the events from when they discovered the Ark or the marker all the way up to literally seeing Isaac's ship or approach the Ishimura.
Also, just a heads up. A lot of the stuff that went down in Dead Space 3 was EA's recommendation.
Yeah.
That was very much an EA push. So I would love them to do a Dead Space 2 remake. That's what I want.
From my understanding back in the day when I read the original synopsis for Dead Space 3 when they had first pitched it, it was supposed to be more of like a Dead Space meets Silent Hill and Resident Evil game.
Oh, that would have been so good.
It like reading through it, I'm like, why was this not approved? But this shit was.
Right? Because EA was trying to push for co-op and multiplayer stuff. That's why.
Yeah. Well, no, it still had co-op.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it did?
Like,
but in a much better.
The original pitch had co-op, but it was leaned more towards horror, suspense, fucking like that body gore, like everything that made the first Dead Space memorable.
Yeah, guys, stop trying to make your horror less horror. You're like, oh, it's action horror. No,
stop
it's
turning horror
action.
into action. Damn it!
It's horror action, not action horror. It's different. Yeah, do Dead Space 3 as it was originally intended, and yeah, we'll buy the shit out of that, dude.
But yeah, no. So back to my whole question about Dead Space Downfall. That 90-minute movie felt very rushed, but it was still very good.
Ooh.
If they would turn that into like a 12 or 24 episode series, that was like Korean or Japanese length, like 45 minutes to an hour long an episode,
like if we could,
it
like
would.
especially if it's an animated thing instead of just trying to do it live action. Oh yeah, I would so be here for it.
No, even if it was live, I personally think Dead Space is something that would translate to live action very well.
I think it would too. But like, imagine how creative you can get with the necromorphs in animation versus live action too, like without having to rely.
That
on
is very
CG.
true. Yes.
Yeah. Because there's just so much more you can get away with in animation because you have that creative freedom. That's it's not specifically because I love anime, guys. It's because you just have more creative freedom with like animation versus live action. That's basically.
Yeah, but that honestly, that is something that Mr. Schofield should think about. Is okay, he's not going to be able to revive the series as a game.
Mm-hmm.
Try pitching it as a show.
That's the other thing. Hayden, I get what you're saying with like the 80s, the thing, but not. Here's the thing: not everything needs to be practical, and it doesn't always work that it should be practical. Practical has its limits too. I think it should be, and this is funny to say, I think it should be kind of like Galactus from Fantastic Four: The First Steps. It is both practical and CG. Like you do things practically, but you have CG as a tool to make it look more gruesome, you know? Like, so because Galactus, that was an actual person in makeup and costume on set, and then they added in digital effects. So I think a good blending of the two is what's necessary if you're gonna do it live action. Yeah, I think that's great. Like, and that's not to say that makeup artists and costume designers can't make some kick-ass and killer necromorph stuff on there, but also practical can get expensive, and I know that CG is expensive, but if CG is used as a tool in post and not as like the main thing, it's less expensive. Like if you can combine them together, it makes for, and like the investment on return. And let's not sleep on the fact that animation is still strong. My God, the biggest thing on Netflix right now is a Korean animation.
That Sony sold.
That Sony sold. Yes,
because they didn't think it would go over very well.
And then it took the frick off.
Which, good on Sony. They're happy that it's successful, and they're not that salty about selling it.
They're not overly bitter. They're like, hey, good on you, Netflix. Yeah. They're also like pretty sure that if this had been put out in theaters, it wouldn't have done so well. And I'm like, no, yeah. I can see that. No, I agree. I think it very much needed the streaming platform to take off the way it did.
Think I read somewhere this week that somebody's trying to convince Netflix to put the sing-along version in theaters.
Okay, I think they already had put sing-along version in theaters.
Which, honestly, I can see that going over very well.
Yeah.
Because...
Dude, with the Taylor Swift stuff that they put out in theaters with all the Swifties, yeah, it's crazy. I could definitely see that happening with K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, you ready to move on to the next topic? It's a twofer.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed franchise boss departs Ubisoft after 2 decades. Now, I want to point something out real quick. This is the guy that was telling them not to do the things that they were putting into Assassin's Creed. He was like, hey, yes, cool, let's do Japan. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. And they ignored him and did it anyway, and he's getting fired. This is the guy. Yeah. This is the guy that called it, and they fired him. Yeah. According to a report by IGN, Assassin's Creed franchise boss Mark Alexis Cote has departed Ubisoft after 20-plus years at the company. This follows the announcement that a Tencent-operated subsidiary of Ubisoft called Vantage Studios would be placed in charge of the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises. Cote's departure was communicated to Ubisoft employees via an internal email, which mentioned that the leadership of Vantage Studios needed to be aligned with the new company's core goals. According to IGN, Cote was offered a role in the new setup but declined. Vantage Studios co-CEO Christoph Deranes expressed disappointment at Cote's decision, with Deranes saying Cote had his own expectations and priorities about the creation of Vantage. Following the organizational restructuring announcement in March 2025, Mark Alexis Cote has chosen to pursue a new path elsewhere outside of Ubisoft, a spokesperson told IGN. While we were saddened to see him go, we're confident that our talented teams will carry forward the strong foundation he helped build. Okay, so we have to kind of dip into this second story because he responded. Mark Alexis Cote, whose department was announced Tuesday, Cote claims in a new social media post that the role he was offered at Vantage Studios was essentially a demotion and would have given him far less influence over the Assassin's Creed series. Many of you have expressed surprise that I would choose to leave Assassin's Creed after so many years, especially given the passion I still hold for it. The truth is simple. I did not make that choice, the post reads. Ubisoft decided to transfer the leadership of the Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure. The stewardship of Assassin's Creed, along with Far Cry and Rainbow Six, was recently transferred to the newly formed Vantage Studios, a subsidiary of Ubisoft created with Chinese gaming conglomerate Tencent. A different position was mentioned, but it did not carry the same scope, mandate, or continuity with the work I had been entrusted with in recent years, Cote writes. I want to be clear that I hold no resentment. Ubisoft has been my home for all of my professional life, and I will always be grateful for the people, the projects, and the belief that together we could create worlds that inspire millions. But I also owe it to my teams, past and present, to say this plainly. I did not walk away. I stayed at my post until Ubisoft asked me to step aside. Cote ends the post by comparing his experience at Ubisoft to the role of a captain in Star Trek, saying he's someone who leaves only once every soul on board is safe, before including the famous Assassin's Creed sentiment, nothing is true, everything is permitted. So there we go. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this just feels like another Ubisoft L.
But is that really surprising in this day and age when
No.
all these AAA publishers are just constantly failing?
Well, it's not constantly failing. It's more like they're just constantly reaching for more and more money. And like, it's like, dude, make a good game and the money will come, you know? Like, also stop leaning on a franchise. Like, the reason most of us are done with Assassin's Creed is because you've been doing it too long. At least with like Zelda and Mario, there's so many years in between a release that when a new one comes out, we get that rush of excitement and everything all over again, you know? Because it's been long enough that it doesn't feel as large as it actually is. Like, can you imagine if like the Zelda franchise had as many games as FIFA does? Jesus. I'd be sick and tired of Zelda immediately. But because it takes a while for a new one to come out in the franchise, even if I'm just talking about the mainstay and not the side stuff, yeah. All right, you want to talk about some happy gaming news?
Yeah.
Okay, so Terminator 2D No Fate, which is a side-scrolling shooter, is coming out, and the devs talked a bit about it and how when you first play it, you're going to follow the mainline story. But afterwards, there are ways to unlock secret versions where you can do certain things. Like they brought up the raid on Cyberdyne, and in one version, you can make it where the Radon Cyberdyne, the Terminator actually kills everybody instead of like just destroying vehicles and injuring them slightly. Like, so there are alternate versions of the story. One where the T-1000 immediately kills Sarah Connor. One where the Terminator's mowing everybody down. One where they actually kill Miles Dyson. One where they can't get to the arm and the computer chip in time. So there's alternate story paths after you complete the game one time, and they're all just considered bonuses. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome, and like how they're doing this is kind of like an old school 16-bit side scroller kind of thing. Dude, this just looks so retro, and I love all the story beats they're taking, and I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome.
The only thing that would make it better is if it was like 2-player.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but there's also potential for other stuff. But
there is, yes, but it just like I said, very retro. Reminds me a lot of Contra.
Yeah, very much. Reminds me of like old school NES, SNES games. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, really looking forward to this whenever it comes out. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be one of those super expensive games. It seems like a $20-$30 game. And from the stuff that they talked about, this feels well worth the investment. So
yeah, it really does.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Terminator 2D, No Fate, coming out on November 26th for PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC. It'll be available on Steam and Epic Game Store. Yeah, this is from Reef Entertainment. I love the retro stuff. That's so cool. Do it Double Dragon to add depth of play. That'd be good. I like it. I like that. All right. Yeah, let's talk about EA and their
so
dev teams.
Real quick on this one, I cannot give any input
for legal reasons.
Yes, because I am part of the CWA.
Okay, gotcha. So I will just quickly read this. Last month, it was announced that EA, one of the biggest companies in the gaming industry, would be acquired, and they were. For instance, BioWare employees are already worried about their jobs as the consortium of the Saudi PIF, along with Silver Lake and affiliate partners. Okay. Given the magnitude of this deal, U.S. government officials have already questioned the deal due to its links with the PIF. It seems developers within the industry are also worried about the possibility of mass layoffs that could come with it. The Communications Workers of America Union has asked for more scrutiny to the deal. And in a statement about the acquisition, the CWA says that while the deal keeps the bosses safe, with Andrew Wilson keeping his job, it would possibly affect thousands of lower level employees. There is a precedent with this, given Microsoft's mass layoffs post the Activision acquisition. The union asked for further scrutiny into the deal and safeguards for employees. The recently proposed acquisition of EA by the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia and private equity firms, including Jared Kushner's affinity partners, of course, will further concentrate power and wealth into the hands of a few gatekeepers while doing nothing to address the concerns of players and workers, said the statement. EA is not a struggling company with annual revenues reaching $7.5 billion and $1 billion in profit each year. EA is one of the largest video game developers and publishers in the world. EA's success has been entirely driven by tens of thousands of EA workers whose creativity, skill, innovation make EA worth buying in the first place. Yet we, the very people who will be jeopardized as a result of this deal, were not represented at all when this buyout was negotiated or discussed. The statement noted that over 40,000 industry jobs have been lost since 2022 due to the studios being arbitrarily deemed unprofitable, while the management only makes more money. If jobs are lost or studios are closed due to this deal, that would be a choice, not a necessity. made to pad investors' pockets, not to strengthen the company. Yeah, this just seems like, guys, more of the same with different bosses. That's what we're here. That's kind of what I'm hearing in this right now. And since we can't discuss this, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Let's talk Quantic Dream. You want to take this one, buddy?
Sure.
All right.
Once this page quits yelling at me to turn my ad blocker off, which I am not turning my ad blocker off. Fuck you.
F yourself.
So, Quantic Dream is pivoting to multiplayer for some reason, but insists that Star Wars Eclipse isn't dead. You'd be forgiven for forgetting about Star Wars Eclipse. I never heard of it.
Oh no, we covered it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, there you go. You forgot about it, and that's okay. It's been a minute.
Announced in... oh, yeah, we probably covered it back in 2021.
Yeah. Now almost 4 years.
Announced in 2021, absolutely nothing from the project has been shown off since. It is perhaps best remembered as that Star Wars game that we were excited about until we saw the Quantic Dream logo in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
After all these years, many assumed it wouldn't see the light of day. Now, almost 4 years after its reveal trailer, Quantic Dream has acknowledged the game in a statement, albeit in a statement about how the studio is pivoting to multiplayer.
God.
Yes, Quantic Dream is becoming the latest studio to try its hand at a competitive online game. Although it insists that the single-player Star Wars Eclipse is still coming.
Okay, so it's still single player. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that I took a sigh of relief there because I was like, "Oh my fucking god, please, no, we don't need a multiplayer competitive Star Wars game. We don't need a Fortnite version of like Star Wars. No, we already have it. It's called Battlefront."
After years as a single project studio, we also decided to take a new step, Cage says. Multiple teams are fully dedicated to crafting the next generation of great games, including something very different, a competitive multiplayer experience born from the same spirit of curiosity and creativity that has always defined us.
There is nothing different about that. That's literally what every other game company is trying to do.
This new title may surprise our fans as it is very different from what we have done so far. But taking risks, challenging ourselves, exploring new ways of playing and telling stories, and attempting what seems impossible has always been part of our DNA.
You're not chasing new and inventive things, you're chasing the money.
He then goes on to mention the mysterious Star Wars game, albeit briefly. Of course, development of Star Wars Eclipse continues, and we are eager to share more with you in the future. It is probably for the best that Star Wars Eclipse is not the only project that Quantic Dream is working on, since there is no guarantee that would be a success after so long in development.
Yeah, no shit.
Star Wars games are not a guaranteed hit, as we saw with Star Wars Outlaws.
Well,
yeah, the game with Muppet physics, and yeah.
That's because Ubisoft did a piss poor job with their Star Wars content. That's not. Stop making mediocre games and putting Star Wars on them just because you think the name is gonna sell. Make a good goddamn game first.
On top of that, Star Wars fans have already rejected Eclipse, with many calling for a boycott over Cage's previously documented instances of sexism and homophobia.
Yep.
In fact, Cage's behavior may be keeping developers away too. It was reported back in 2022 that Quantic Dream was struggling to recruit devs to work on the game over fears that the studio fosters a toxic work environment. Around this time, it was claimed that we would be waiting until 2028 to play the game, but even that is looking optimistic now.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like they need to drop Cage, and then this would probably happen.
You see, I'm thinking, about all the games that have had a minimum 7-year development cycle, and Aliens, Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem Forever, that turned out to be great games. So there's totally nothing that could go wrong with this.
Yeah, I'm not so old. I don't recognize sarcasm when I hear it. All right. Let's speaking of leadership issues, you want to take the next one too? Let's talk about Borderlands 4.
Oh, this asshole.
I don't want to talk about Randy Pitchford anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, the same guy who thought it'd be great that to put in spyware to all the Borderlands games and say it's the anti-cheat system.
No, it's not. Fucking idiot. Yeah, go ahead.
Borderlands 4 launched just over a month ago to some pretty decent reviews. Despite being a great game overall, it suffered from some performance issues and some questionable decisions by the devs. Gearbox Software CEO Randy Pitchford has said a lot of things during the launch period, including that the game will not go on sale anytime soon. As always, Pitchford was wrong. It seems Borderlands 4 is already 20% off on Steam just over a month after it launched. It isn't common for a game to go on sale so soon after its release, especially one as big as Borderlands 4. Perhaps with the plethora of performance issues and the launch of Battlefield 6, Gearbox must have felt a price cut could help. While Borderlands 4 is primarily a single-player game, it can be played co-op, like all the other Borderlands games.
Yes.
2 was possibly the best.
It really was. It's because the writers were so good on 2.
Yes.
They need to hire Ashley's brother back.
It doesn't have a dedicated multiplayer mode, but the endgame usually involves farming bosses for better guns and an eventual raid boss. Unfortunately, the Steam player count for the game has been plummeting, and a sale may just be what it needs. Clearly, Pitchford didn't really plan ahead while tweeting about the game not going on sale anytime soon, but fans have come to expect that from him. It's hard to say if this was planned or a knee-jerk reaction to the player count. Gearbox was sure to know that Battlefield 6's launch would rattle the player count, and perhaps the discount was a part of the strategy. If so, Pitchford was clearly not in that meeting.
I think there's a
Is
lot
he ever
of
in any
things
of the
that are
meetings?
happening that Pitchford isn't in part of.
20% is a massive discount for a recently launched AAA game. A 10% discount would have still made sense, but this big discount suggests people at Gearbox could be worried about the longevity of the game. Meanwhile, Pitchford is busy tracking down an Australian airport security personnel who told the Gearbox chief that he looks like Randy Pitchford. Apparently, he wants to put him in a future quest. I like the top comment on this article.
Oh,
The game has suffered from performance issues and from Randy Pitchford.
and Randy Pitchford. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why anybody in the gaming industry takes him seriously, but okay. Horizon Zero Dawn movie set to release in the same year as Sonic 4, Minecraft 2, and Nintendo's live-action Zelda. Good luck to you, Horizon. It's still 2 years away, but 2027 is already shaping up to be the biggest year for video game movies since we collectively stumbled upon the realization that they can be good if done right. You know, we realized that a long time ago. And it only took like 1 or 2 bad ones, but they kept making bad ones. We might be able to add another one to the already overflowing 2027 adaptation pot 2, as it looks like that's when PlayStation is hoping its Horizon Zero Dawn movie will be ready for the world to see. This is no leak either. The reveal that PlayStation hopes to have its Horizon movie ready to go within the next 2 years comes directly from the horse's mouth. Well, actually, directly from the horse's court documents, spotted by The Game Post. Court documents filed as part of PlayStation's legal battle with Tencent include details about its plans for the Horizon movie, a project that has been officially announced, but we currently know very little about. At the time of publishing the documents, the movie, which will be a live-action adaptation of Zero Dawn, still doesn't have a director. However, it does have a working script, although I imagine depending on how direct the adaptation is, that script is going to largely follow the events of the first game. Despite a lack of direction, the documents note that the Zero Dawn movie is slated to start filming in 2026, and the current goal is for it to release in 2027. That's presumably going to be a theatrical release as it's being produced alongside Columbia Pictures. the same studio PlayStation teamed up with when working on its Uncharted and Gran Turismo movies that no one saw. What makes the 2027 goal for Horizon so interesting is, as mentioned above, just how loaded what year that year is going to be when it comes to video game movies. If PlayStation has Horizon ready by 2027, it will be releasing the same year as Sonic 4, Nintendo's live-action adaptation of The Legend of Zelda, and the Minecraft movie's sequel, which is currently slated to release on the same day as the new Simpsons movie. There are a lot of moving pieces that need to fall into place between now and then, of course. Although movies can be made a lot faster than video games, I'm pretty skeptical of a movie on the scale that I hope a Horizon Zero Dawn movie would be getting made in time to release in 2027, especially when it currently doesn't even have a director. It's also a movie that was born out of a Netflix TV show announced in 2022 that didn't get off the ground. Here's the thing. I think it should be a show because the game is like so dense with content and the world is so vast and interesting. I just like, if you were going to do a movie, you'd have to break the first game into 2 movies. If you wanted to
minimum.
tell a good story. Yeah, minimum. Exactly.
Because yes, it should be a TV series or
I agree.
like a streaming series, just for the fact, like you said, there is so much that they have to cover,
Right.
and that's just not like flashbacks they may want to put in either. That's just main story.
Yes,
It's
I
honestly,
agree, Amy. Those
if
poor
they-
theater workers. Minecraft 2. No. Nobody say chicken jockey. Oh, man. All right, let's move on. Horizon
But
Zero
dude,
Dawn. Oh,
they missed an opportunity with Chicken Jockey. They could have
Yep.
played Chicken Pig Attack.
Horizon Zero Dawn ripoff lawsuit reveals Tencent pitched a Last of Us game to Sony. The first few punches of the for the Light of Mataram lawsuit have been thrown, with Tencent accusing Sony of seeking a monopoly, while the latter rubbished the statement and called the game a blatant ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn. Now that the case has proceeded, we're learning a lot more about both parties' initial dealings, including a potential Last of Us project. As reported by the Game Post, the PlayStation Studios head of mobile Oliver Cortemanch gave a timeline of the deal from the beginning, starting with Tencent's initial plans for Horizon game, which was rejected, after which Light of Mataram came to be. However, somewhere along the way, there were also discussions about The Last of Us. Tencent also wanted to make a game based on The Last of Us. Yes. Cortemesh revealed that after the initial deal fell through, Tencent and Aurora Studios attempted to renegotiate. The email stated that for Aurora Studios, Horizon was an IP that they were confident in adapting, not only due to their deep passion for the game, but also given some of the parallels and points of connection to skill sets they had perfected while working on Project Z, he said. While the potential new deal was about The Last of Us, presumably a multiplayer game in the universe, it seems that a decoy to once again bring up the Horizon game, evidently, that was used as a decoy to once again bring up the Horizon game. Sorry, my wording of that was wrong. Evidently, Tencent had already started work on it and perhaps tried to give it one last push before Sony rebranded it, before rebranding it as Light of Motorum. Now that I have reviewed the promotional materials released from Light of Motorum, Quartermash explained, I believe that these images contained assets from the Light of Motorum game. I was confused by the slide given that we had rejected a potential Horizon collaboration and thought we were there to discuss The Last of Us, among other opportunities. All communication between the parties ended after that, bringing us to when Light of Motorum's Steam page and resemblance to Horizon Zero Dawn was discovered. Yep. No opinions on this, but or no comments on this, but that doesn't matter.
No, I would find it hilarious if Light of Motorum actually came out and somebody released a carbon copy of that.
That's funny.
I would just find it absolutely hilarious.
Just amusing. Just a good old hearty chuckle or two. All right, let's move on
Not
to
saying I
Halo.
would personally do it. Yes, I would. And I haven't planned on, yes, I have, doing it.
Man. All right. All right. All right. Let's talk Halo. Even Master Chief's voice actor is hyping up big news at the Halo World Championships. Halo's in a bit of a rough state at the moment. No, you think? With Halo Infinite having been long forgotten by most people. No, I haven't. Halo Infinite was actually good. And no real sign that the state of the series is going to improve anytime soon.
It was good after the first couple patches. And because it added stability to the game.
Yeah. But like story wise, voiceover, gameplay, it was good. It was fun. Like I had a lot of fun playing it. I wanted more.
So the one gripe I still have to this day about Infinite is the enemy spawn distance. Like you have an open world map where you can finally showcase how awesome the sniper rifles are supposed to be in universe.
Yes.
And you can't spawn an enemy until you're within 200 meters of them.
That's so stupid, yeah. One last...
Like, I purposely climbed to the the highest fucking hill I could find. I had a nice 360-degree view for, like, 1.5 kilometers. Could not find a single enemy.
One last hope that Halo fans have is the Halo World Championships, which are kicking off later this month, and has regularly been teased as a venue in which we might hear some official Halo news. We have no idea what's going to be shown off there, and before today, it could have literally been anything, from the announcement of long-rumored remake to a new Halo Infinite update. However, it feels like momentum has been building somewhat over the past few weeks, and the idea that something big could be shown off is getting more and more likely. Yeah, Steve Downs, I've met him. He's such a good rep for our girl Jenna Taylor in Chicago this past weekend. Jen and I can't wait to see you guys at the Halo World Championships in Seattle on October 24th and 25th. P.S. Big news a coming. That's awesome. Now, we even have Master Chief voice actor Steve Downs, who is a lovely, lovely individual, stirring the pot some more. In a recent post on his Twitter profile, Downs shared an image of himself repping a Cortana t-shirt at Collecticon in Chicago, which took place this past weekend. Downs tagged Cortana actor Jen Taylor in the tweet and expressed excitement about them both attending the Halo World Championships. It's a pretty standard tweet, but Downs couldn't help but leave a little teaser for Halo fans in there, and also said there's big news a-coming, with a couple of side-eye emojis for good measure. I probably don't need to spell it out for you, but just in case, it's pretty clear that Downs knows something about what's getting announced, and that it's not going to be a small reveal that won't get a crowd going. So, honestly, Fenris, I'm looking forward to next week. I want some good Halo news.
Yes, I am too.
Yeah, as for what it will be...
I need to...
Yeah, that's still just going to be guesswork on our end. We know that a Halo Combat Evolved remake is supposedly in development, as even though no official announcements have been made, there have been a few teases as well as some pretty conclusive claims from reliable insiders. It could be a perfect time to show it off and possibly give the Halo franchise the kick up the backside that it really needs right now. All right, here's what I want. I don't just need an HD remake of Halo Combat Evolved. I need Sprint in Combat Evolved.
Oh, no. So I have read things and quote unquote leaks that have stated that they will bring Sprint to a remaster of Halo.
Yes! I'm super happy for that. That's the main thing I wanted. That was the main thing I wanted. Yeah. All right. I was almost tempted to skip this because Moon isn't here, but I guess we'll do the Pokemon stuff in here. One is good and the other is bad. So the good is you can find a museum in Pokemon Legends ZA chock full of references to Arceus. Pokemon Legends ZA is here, meaning we've officially left Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Legends Arceus behind for good, for better or worse. That doesn't mean we have forgotten we have to forget about those games, though, as even though the Pokemon Legends series has traded in the past for the present, there's no shortage of references that can be found for the dedicated Arceus fans. In fact, there's a whole museum full of them if you know where to look. Close to Wild Area 4, you'll be able to enter a museum that has an entire exhibit dedicated to the time period in which Pokemon Legends Arceus was set, including a few very familiar outfits that players of the game should be pretty accustomed to. While you'll probably notice a few interesting little details, such as a small Pokeball display and some statues of legendary Pokemon, some of the more quirky references require a closer eye. For example, you'll find an exhibit with the uniforms worn by the player characters in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and the exhibit even pokes fun at the game itself. I don't think you need a close eye to recognize those outfits. Like, I recognize them and I didn't play it all that much. For example, the exhibit mentions how these clothes always remained undamaged despite the wearers being blasted by Pokemon moves and rolling all over the ground. It even pokes fun at the fact that the male protagonist hat always stayed on his head no matter how quickly he moved or what he was attacked by. Another pretty interesting callback is Volo's outfit, which can also be found behind a glass case, tucked away on its own. Its description claims that the outfit was worn by worshippers of Arceus, which Volo definitely was, though the comments made by the man next to the outfit are far more interesting. He claims that the person who wore the outfit donated it personally and also gazed a while at sketches from Professor Laventon with a nostalgic air. It's a pretty clear-cut tease that Volo himself donated his clothes to the museum, suggesting that he may have given up his evil ways, but more importantly, he's actually an immortal and has been wandering around the world of Pokemon this entire time. The lost ancient textile technologies, indeed. All right, I don't think we have anything to really go into detail on about this. So
I know absolutely nothing about Arceus.
there you
Or
go.
about Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Pokemon fans are
I
already
do.
upset with Legends ZA's small map and lack of exploration.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pokemon Legends ZA finally launched today, and unless you managed to obtain the game via less than scrupulous means, you've likely just dived into the new and expanded Lumiose City for the very first time. You've likely been amazed by the glitz and glamour of the big city, full of Pokemon to catch and new mega evolutions to find. But for some people, the honeymoon period has already worn off. Thanks to Nintendo and Game Freak's Giga Leak earlier this week, some people have managed to get their hands on Pokemon Legends ZA a little early and have been playing it a few days before launch. While you'd assume this would give them more time to appreciate the game, a lot of them seem to be coming back a lot more dissatisfied than you'd expect. One person said it takes less than 7 minutes to run the circumference of the map in Pokemon Legends ZA. Jesus. One such Pokemon fan is Reddit user Taco Nacho Burrito. That's a great name, by the way. Whose recent post on the Pokemon subreddit has acted as a kind of lightning rod for other unsatisfied players who have managed to get their hands on the game early. This post essentially claims that the circumference of Lumiose City can be run around in less than 7 minutes, with the time falling as low as 6 minutes and 19 seconds. What they're saying is, it's a very small map. Taco Nacho Burrito goes on to claim that this would be fine if the city itself had a lot of depth, but they argue that Pokemon Legends ZA feels like you're stuck in a battle simulator-esque gameplay loop in a small city with ugly, empty buildings and little extra content to do. It's a small map with not a lot of things to do in it, and some are finding it very disappointing compared to the freedom you had in Arceus. This has once again spurred on critics of the Pokemon franchise, with one user calling the game a minimal viable product, accusing Game Freak and Nintendo of putting as little money into the project as possible in order to maximize the gains. Another user is disappointed that you can only enter a few of the buildings, saying that we as a fan base let Pokemon get away with too much. Yes, you do. Personally, it is quite disheartening to hear that the Pokemon Legends ZA is a bit threadbare, as I was looking forward to seeing what Game Freak could do with a smaller setting. It turns out they chose to do very little with the idea, making me wonder exactly why they decided on setting the game in a single city if they weren't going to fill it with interesting things to do. Oh well, at least we have Digimon. Also, that's they're trying their best to be kind to Nintendo and Game Freak because the majority of the comments now are Pow World did it better.
Honestly, they did.
Damn. Yeah. That has to hurt. That has to hurt a lot. All right, lastly, let's talk a little bit about Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F soundtrack release is canceled due to various circumstances. The official website for the Silent Hill horror game franchise announced on Thursday that the soundtrack releases for Silent Hill F, the all-new game in the franchise, have been canceled due to various circumstances. The cancellation includes the standard Silent Hill F original soundtrack, the Silent Hill F original soundtrack Konami-style limited analog record set, both of which were slated for December 17th. The announcement added that it will process the cancellation for customers who have already made reservations through the online Konami style store and will issue refunds accordingly. Yeah, and then it's a description of the game, and yeah. Yeah, that very little information. I just was like, oh man, this sucks.
It does. I didn't know that the guy who wrote Higurashi wrote this game, the story for this game.
That's yeah.
That makes a lot of fucking sense now.
I have heard from a few people that have played it that said it's really good, and yeah, I'm hearing from it. Finally, on to anime news. So we've got 6 stories to cover. We're going to talk about Ass Class. Yeah. So Assassination Classroom manga has been removed from U.S. school libraries at least 54 times from 2024 to 2025. Districts include Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, South Carolina that have banned the series. Nonprofit organization PEN America revealed in a report documenting public school bans earlier this month that Assassination Classroom manga has been removed from at least 54 times from school libraries in the United States through 2024 to 2025. Each individual volume ban counts as an instance. However, in some cases on the report, some schools have banned the 21-volume series in general, but it is only listed as a single instance. School districts that have banned the manga are Hillsborough County Public Schools in Florida, Oak Ridge Schools in Tennessee, glad I don't live near there, Penridge School District in Pennsylvania, Northeast Independent School District in Texas, Horry County Schools in South Carolina, Lamar Consolidated Independent School District in Texas, Rutherford County Schools in Tennessee. Oh my God, it's banned from Murfreesboro. That's pretty sad considering how many cons Murfreesboro has. All right, but yeah, other manga on the list of public school bans from the past year period include Attack on Titan, Bleach, Black Butler, Black Clover, Blue Period, Boys Run the Riot, Bungo Stray Dogs, Dragon Ball, Doo-Da-Da-Da, Fairy Tail, Hunter x Hunter, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jujutsu Kaisen, Keikaishi, Naruto, One Piece, Seraph of the End, and Soul Eater, among others. My guys, you're banning Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Fairy Tail, and Dragon Ball. Are you out of
Okay, Dragon Ball I can kind of understand, because in the first couple of volumes,
Yeah.
Roshi sees Bulma, naked as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand them taking that out.
Yeah, we've talked about the Assassination Classroom stuff multiple times. It is ridiculous.
And, okay, apparently a few episodes of Attack on Titan are banned in Poland.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You did skip the slime trailer, though.
Oh, I did. I didn't grab that. It wasn't it. Here's the problem. We'll just have to keep the slime trailer in Discord because I didn't add it to. I don't think I added it to the thing. I don't know if I did. No, it's in YouTube. Okay, cool. It's on YouTube. Then we'll cover that. I don't know why it didn't get grabbed when I was clicking on stuff. That seems so wrong and weird. click the thing to see what was being said and what. Oh, fucking goddamn it, Revan.
You click to switch to voice channel.
Nah, I didn't mean to switch to the voice channel. I meant to check on something that somebody typed and I had a notification for. All right. Anyway, so yeah, the slime season, the second slime movie trailer is out now, and it is subtitled, and it tells me that they're on vacation, and that's all I really know about it.
Vacation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks kind of cool, and I hope. I want to see the second trailer because that'll give us. Usually, the second trailer gives you more story content. This is just look at all these cool scenes. But Tears of the Azure Sea.
I am disappointed that every time a vacation is mentioned in anime, it's never a vacation.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Some shit always happens.
Alrighty.
Like, can't these fuckers just relax for once?
Nope, never. All right, let's go. Oh my God, Short Circuit 2. I forgot about that movie. It's so fun. I grew up with that movie. It was so good.
I forgot about Short Circuit in general.
Oh, dude,
Johnny
Short
Five.
Circuit's so good. Johnny Five is alive, dude. I didn't forget the first Short Circuit because Steve Guttenberg was amazing. All right. One Piece director and producer reflect on heart-wrenching Bonnie and Kuma episodes. Warning, guys, there are spoilers for Egghead if you are not caught up with that. Just letting you know that basically the story is that Kuma is Bonnie's dad, and there's a lot of trauma there. Like it's like simultaneously the most wholesome story and the most traumatic story that Oda's done yet, and them working on the anime, in no way, shape, or form surprises me. I'm not going to go into all the details because there's just too much to go over, and I don't want to just constantly keep dropping spoilers. But the English voices of Brooke and Lilith, respectively, Ian Sinclair and Madeline Morris, were there as well. And yeah, like usual, Ian Sinclair's overwhelmingly positive presence set the tone for the panel as he assisted the panel's host in asking questions to the other three guests. He mentioned that it's an honor to be part of the franchise for over a decade at this point, and that he was a fan of the series before he was cast as the skeleton musician. Yeah, Ian Sinclair's awesome, and he's a good cook. That's another thing. I love that Ian Sinclair played Toriko because he likes to cook, and Toriko is about like food and eating, and like Toriko is just good. Just good stuff. Yeah. All right.
I'll take this next one so you can rest your voice a bit.
Oh, thank you.
ANN's Japan-based staff confirmed the return of sponsors to Fuji TV with the full-fledged start of the autumn season for anime. As of Tuesday, Fuji TV is airing 8 regular animated series. Let's Play, the second season of Assassination Classroom rerun, Shabake, Digimon Beat Break, Sevis, The Sound of Heroes, Chibi Maruko-chan, Saze-san, One Piece, and the Chinese animation Hassan Fugo, The Richest Man in Game. Half of the series are airing with partial third-party sponsorship, and Hassan Fugo is the only series to begin the season without third-party sponsors. Saze-san saw an increase in sponsors from the summer 2025 season. The supermarket group OIC Group, secondhand electronics store Geo, realtor Daiwa House, and pharmaceutical company Ryukaku-san sponsored the show in early July, and Daiwa House, Ryukaku-san, Nissan life insurance company Meiji Yasuda, Nintendo, and clothing store Nishimatsuya sponsored the show on October 5th. Chibi Maruko-chan retained its sponsors, energy company Mitsuruko, silicon wafer semiconductor manufacturer Sumco, Ryukaku-san, toy manufacturer Takara Tomy, and pet food manufacturer Inaba. By contrast, Let's Play, Assassination Classroom, Shakabe, and Sevis, The Sound of Heroes, are airing with partial sponsorship by third parties. The programs air with commercials for tie-in Blu-ray disc and DVD releases, opening and ending theme songs CD releases, and in the case of One Piece, video games and merchandise. Many of the remaining commercials airing during these series are for Fuji TV-produced feature films. theatrical productions and drama series, as well as some general corporate sponsors, similar to what happened during the past spring sponsor drought. However, as these remaining commercials are not directly sponsoring any anime aired on Fuji TV, they are likely part of the broadcaster's general sponsorship pool. Uh, Fuji TV's general sponsorship pool has vastly increased since the summer 2025 anime season. Beginning on the week of July 7th, Fuji TV saw sponsors from hair care producer Strain, alcoholic beverage maker Choya, and pharmaceutical company Kowa. Among the three companies, Kowa held the major share of the Fuji TV general sponsorship pool among the anime programs. As the summer 2025 season progressed, Fuji TV saw a rise in corporate sponsors, including but not limited to Universal Studios Japan, pharmaceutical company Taisho Seiyaku, Google, Hoyoverse, that's surprising, limited run magazine publisher Hachette, beverage maker Suntory, and several part-time job-finding apps. The beginning of the autumn season saw even more sponsors return to Fuji TV's general sponsorship pool. As of press time, companies such as the technology company SoftBank, cell phone provider Y Mobile, the electronic commerce company DMM, cleaning supplies and cosmetic maker Kao, and Amazon have aired commercials as part of Fuji TV's general sponsorship pool during anime programming. This is a stark contrast from mid-February when the Japanese broadcaster instead aired public service messages from the Ad Council Japan, the Japan Commercial Broadcasters Association, and the Japan Advertising Review Organization. Fuji TV slowly saw sponsors return to its general sponsorship pool, but was mainly limited to beauty clinics, part-time job-finding apps, and cloud services at first. Fuji TV saw a drop in corporate sponsors following a weekly Bunshun magazine report that former SMAP member Mashiro Nakai engaged in non-consensual sexual activities with a woman in June 2023. This resulted in a 90 million yen, about 580,000 US, out-of-court settlement. Weekly Bunshun also reported Fuji TV staff was involved with the incident, although the magazine later said that the woman was not initially invited to the gathering by a Fuji TV official, as it had reported in December. In the aftermath, Fuji TV President Koichi Minato and Fuji Media Holdings Incorporated Chairman Shuji Kano resigned their positions.
Alrighty. Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah, I wasn't going to cover all of that, but yeah, because we'd already talked about the Fuji TV thing. Also, it's weird to hear Fuji TV without hearing Akira Toriyama right after it, because I'm so used to the disclaimers from...
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, so Frieren Beyond Journey's End manga goes on an indefinite hiatus. Kanehito Yamada and Tsukasa Abe's Frieren Beyond Journey's End manga will go on hiatus beginning from this year's 47th issue of Shokugan's Weekly Shonen Sunday magazine on October 22nd. The manga still has a new chapter on this week's issue on Wednesday. The magazine will reveal details on the manga's continuation at a later date. The announcement noted that the hiatus is for the creators Yamada and Abe to take stock of their health, adding that it came after discussions between the creators and the magazine's editorial staff about adjusting the serialization pace of the manga. The manga recently entered hiatus in January and returned on July 23rd. The series had returned from an earlier hiatus last December after taking 2 weeks off, starting in late November. The manga took other hiatuses from May to August of 2024 and January to March of 2023. Yamada and Abe launched the ongoing manga in Weekly Shonen Sunday in April 2020. I don't want to get into all of the back and forth on the publishing, but yeah, this is a rising trend in the manga world because of how the structure of making manga is. Yeah. Sucks, but it is what it is. It's not for the faint of heart. That's all I'll say. All right, you have the Ava story, my dude.
I figured as much.
Fenris, get in the fucking robot.
Okay. Will the robot absorb me so I become part mecha?
I don't think that's how that works with Ava.
Oh. sad Fenris noises.
Sad
Um,
noises.
The Neon Genesis Evangelion Death and Rebirth anime film began playing in 90 theaters in Japan again last Friday as part of the Evangelion franchise's 30th anniversary celebration. It sold 72,653 tickets for 118,838,800 yen, about 786,000 US, over the long October 10th through 13th weekend. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that actually is. That's really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday, October 13th was the Sports Day holiday in Japan. The film
Nice.
ranked number 10 for the October 10th through 12th weekend in Japan in terms of the raw amount of yen earned, and ranked number 11 the same week or that same weekend in Japan in terms of the raw number of tickets sold. The Tsukeichi Eva Evangelion 30th Movie Fest 2025 to 2026 event is screening one film from the Evangelion franchise every month from October 2025 to February 2026, though October will have 2 films in theaters throughout Japan. Neon Genesis Evangelion Death and Rebirth screens on October 10th through the 16th, followed by The End of Evangelion on October 24th through the 30th. Evangelion 1.11 You Are Not Alone on November 14th through the 20th. Evangelion 2.22 You Cannot Advance on December 12th through the 18th. Evangelion 3.333 You Cannot Redo on January 9th through 15th, alongside a theatrical version of the Evangelion 3.0-46H OVA and a motion comic version of the Evangelion 3.0 minus about 120-minute manga, and Evangelion
OVA is
3.0.
46H minus 46H. What the fuck is that? I don't even know.
Good question.
Yeah. Dude, so many
And
people are like,
Evangelion.
what the fuck are these names right now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time on December 13th through the 19th.
There we go.
Due to the success of Death and Rebirth's return to theaters so far, some of the theaters are extending its current run beyond October 16th.
You gotta make that money. We
Yeah.
don't have to talk about. We don't have to do the background.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over all of that. I will say it is a fantastic way to spend a day to just watch all of them back to back to back.
Yeah, if you want to mind fuck, that's a good place to do it. Kodansha opens Manga Academy to support global manga creators. Japanese publisher Kodansha announced the opening of its Kodansha Manga Academy website on Tuesday. The publisher designed the website as a guide to help global manga creators learn the process of publishing manga in Japan. The website currently hosts comments from manga creators Makoto Yukimura of Vinland Saga, Peach Pit, or Shugo Chara, Hajime Isayama of Attack on Titan, and Muneyuki Kaneshiro and Yusuke Nomura from Blue Lock, as well as a cursory explanation on how to become a manga creator in Japan and a case study of Spanish manga creator Juan Albarran. Albarran is currently serializing a manga series about his journey to publishing manga in Japan. The Kodansha Manga Academy website also announced a Global Manga Award set for early 2026. Details regarding the award are limited, but the website notes that the award is an open call for the next generation of storytellers. I like this. I like getting the world involved in the realm of manga and getting more manga and more stories out there. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're finally actually investing more into manga itself. Now, hopefully, they will fix the crunch time issues.
Yes,
And
hopefully they do fix the crunch time issues because that's ridiculous.
Yes.
All right. That being said, though, guys, that's the show. That's our show for today, and we ended practically on time. So thank you all so very much. If you haven't done so yet, please stay on the channel and go check out episode 2 of Solo Leveling Abridged, which dropped just this week. It's like 2 days old. So go give it a watch. Go give it a comment. Give it a like if you like it. If you don't like it, you can dislike it. But just help us with feeding that algorithm. The more the algorithm gets fed, the more it helps out the channel. So thank you for that, and you can subscribe if you like more of our content and want to see more from us. That being said,
Or if you want to tell us to stop making content, subscribe to our Patreon. we listen to the people who pay us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That being said, though, guys, thank you so much. This has been Anime Church, the church where you can cosplay, and we won't judge you for it. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology. We're missing a Moon, who, of course, is our
Minister of Arceology.
Arceology. Praise Arceus.
And I am Fenrir Saroon, your patron saint of snackos and alcohol.
Yeah, I tried to keep the prompt there for you, but I couldn't remember it because it's never me that does it. It's never me.
I know.
All right, take care, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow with more. I think light novel reading stuff is what we've got tomorrow. Ooh, yep, we got one more light novel reading, and then next week it's gaming. So we'll see you tomorrow as we wrap up season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Bye-bye.
Oh.